Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jai Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, and giving this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. We are here to talk about this winter solstice and the winter season beginning and the next 3 months of our lives. Before we get into the readings, definitely check out the description of this video because there's a lot of announcements and a lot of awesome things happening on the channel, including a new natal astrology reading for just $108, as well as new items in my Etsy shop, which is Eagle Star Jewels on Etsy, and a 40-day magic cleanse coming up in January, and also my Moon Goddess training. So all of that, all the links and all the information is in the description of the video, so make sure you check that out so you're up to date on what's going on and you can join in on some of this epic fun. So look at these 4 piles of cards and choose one intuitively, whichever one calls you the most, and I will get into the readings. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, and this is pile number 4. And if you know anything about the winter solstice, it is a journey inward. When we switch into the season of the winter, it's like this is where the time where the bear hibernates and goes inside and kind of hides away in its little cave and processes things. And when the spring comes, it's like, you know, we flourish and we flower and we grow. So right now we're planting seeds and going inward. So I wish you good luck on your journey of these next 3 months, and I hope you really enjoy these awesome readings. Sat Nam. Oh yeah, the timestamps are in the comment box below. All right, pile number 1. We are actually going to start your reading by rolling the astro dice. And then we'll put that aside and we'll go over that at the end of the reading. So you got Pluto in Virgo in the 5th house of creativity. And your first cards are Ascension. This one goes over here. Patience and Message in a Bottle. And this is the theme for you for, these next 3 months, because the winter solstice lasts 3 months and it is a transitional period. It is a season. It is, winter is also this inner journey. And so the inner journey that you're going to be going into, and the theme for these next 3 months is ascension, patience, and a message in a bottle. Now, what I feel when I see these cards, I feel like you are on a journey of ascension. You are learning how to be patient or be quiet and in stillness so that you can receive the messages, because there is definitely a message, but you will only receive the message if you are quiet and patient. And that is how we ascend. I also feel like you're definitely a light worker or a star seed, and you have this energy of you're very focused on something. You do have a mission, and in order for you to really activate your mission, you have to remember who you are. And in order to remember those, those more intense details of why you're here and what is it that you're here to do, you have to really be able to sit down and listen and meditate. But with this card, what I see here is she has this very strong aura. Her third eye is activated. It's actually shining out a pink light, and pink is the color of the heart and compassion, and reminds me of rose quartz. And also she's holding the earth in her hands, and that's what makes me feel like this is definitely an energy of a light worker. Like you kind of know who you are, or you're on this journey where you know who you are and you're discovering more and more of it. And I love this imagery of the message in a bottle, and the bottle being submerged in the water. Like it's coming to you, this message is coming to you through your emotions. That's the mode of the moon. The moon speaks to us through our emotions. So pay attention to your emotions and how things shift and move in your life these next 3 months. Now, the 3 astrological influences are the lunar eclipse, and we are having a lunar eclipse on January 10th, which is a lunar eclipse in, I can't remember exactly right now. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not going to say what it is, but there is a lunar eclipse. So, but the power in it for you is, again, pointing towards that water element of the moon, and the moon being a very important part of your transition for these next 3 months. The moon helps you to connect with your emotions, to also heal trauma from the past. And this is definitely, there's destiny here for you. It's a message of destiny. You're living out your destiny. The universe wants you to move more towards, your life purpose, but it's expansive, because we do get the universe in this first image. This is an expanded destiny. This is a destiny that has a lot to do with not just, your life here on earth, but it goes way beyond what you could even imagine. And I think that's why, like, the messages that are coming to you, or, you could think of this message in a bottle as being, the answers to something that you are seeking. And this will be affecting you, these next 3 months will be affecting you in, your house of relationships and partners and things that matter to you in regards to relationships. Your relationships will definitely, I think, be shifting in the next 3 months. You might also be going into a direction where you're actually finding more destiny when it comes to relationships. Maybe a divine partner is coming. Maybe a divine relationship is kind of making its way towards you. So as you do the work, this divine relationship, soulmate, twin flame, whatever kind of journey you're on will come with you. Or I also feel this energy of like someone coming into your life, or multiple people coming into your life that sort of are aligned with where you're at. And so in a sense, you'll be helping each other through this next 3 months. The moon is a powerful sort of astral being, I guess you could say. And I've pulled 3 moonology cards for you because I want you to connect with, on an emotional basis, like what is the healing that is coming in these next 3 months. So your 3 cards are meditate and contemplate. That's the new moon in Pisces. You also get confidence is your key to success, and conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. So it's like, then again, the water, like what's up with the water? The water is the affects. It's sometimes when you have dreams, and the reason dreams are coming up because Pisces is that Neptunian ruled energy of dreams. So a lot of times when we have dreams where we're submerged in water, or we're like drowning in water, it's because there's some emotional thing that we haven't yet released, we haven't dealt with, we haven't faced. And the only way to do that is to like just turn around and face it. And most of the time, when we turn around and we face our fears, we realize like how kind of minute they are. And this is a new moon energy. This is new moon energy, and then full moon eclipse energy. So these are beginnings, intentions. These are things that are like growing. These are things that you're planting the seed with. So I would recommend that you meditate and contemplate in these next 3 months, or take time to connect to your inner being, to your inner soul through meditation. Confidence is your key to success, the new moon in Leo. Whatever you want to achieve for these next 3 months, you have to believe that you can do it. And you have to find the strength from within that it's going to happen, and make it happen yourself. But that takes confidence, and that takes courage. And that's why this new moon in Leo is arriving for you. If you feel insecure about something, which the moon and the emotions tend to do that to us, they make us feel insecure because we're not quite ready. But when we get rid of that insecurity and when we get rid of that fear, we finally realize that we are fully ready. We were ready for a long time. We were just kind of holding ourselves back. You are ready for a big shift, and you are ready for some big healing that's going to happen with trauma from your past. You're going to be releasing a lot of emotions and a lot of emotional trauma and stepping into a new you, a you that you actually love and that you're not embarrassed of to like be in public with. But it's more than just that. It's realizing that we make choices, and this is a choice that you're going to make to step into your power in these next 3 months. Now, the conclusions are within reach. The full moon eclipse, look out for what's happening in your life around January 10th, because that is a full moon eclipse. And it is about completion periods and completion cycles. So just be aware that this is going to be a significant moment for you. And eclipses they affect us for months and months after they're here. They're revolutionary times. They're really powerful times. We're all going to be going through these eclipses. And I also feel that energy in this Pluto with the astro dice that you got, because Pluto is the planet of transformation. Virgo is the sign of being in the present moment. It's very much connected to like being aware and contemplating and understanding things and looking at the details of things and slowing down enough so that, and looking, figuring things out so that you can move forward with success. And the 5th house is the house of creativity. So as soon as you align yourself, your creativity will transform. You will be changing yourself and your mindset and transforming yourself in these next 3 months. And I'm really, really excited for you. You also get the commander Ashtar, and I love the sacred geometry that's behind him here. And he is the call to action. This means you are ready to move forward into action in your life. This is not something that should be taken lightly. And again, I feel this like galactic energy. If you notice in all of these, the moon cards and in this card, I see the universe. Also here, we see the universe. It's like, so what's up with the universe for you? Like, what is the universe trying to say to you? To me, this is a message of expansion, major expansion. And when you think of the universe, we see the universe is always expanding and getting wider and bigger, right? It like expands and contracts. But right now, you're definitely in an expansion cycle. So take advantage of that, because this is where you can have the most powerful shifts in your life. There's 2 more cards I want to share with you. The animal guide that you get is the zebra. What I love about this card is you can see this little rainbow in its third eye. And zebras are very different. Like, they look very different. And it's funny because the difference energy, or the I'm different energy, is very Uranus-like. And Uranus is the planet of electricity and like that fiery change and sort of revolutionary energy that wants to be different and innovative. And that's kind of what I feel with the zebra card. The zebra is eccentric, it's creative, and it's also visionary. And that is exactly the phase that you're going to be in. Your creativity, we did get the 5th house, is going to be activated, and you're going to have a vision of your future, and it's going to come to you in a message in a bottle. So you have to sit and meditate and ask for the message, or wait for the message. Zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. Be prepared. Their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. What I feel it is a hint to pack your bags, because you're literally going to be expanding your consciousness. This is a beautiful message. And the last card is from the beautiful Mystic Shaman Oracle cards. And look at it. I'm just going to show it to you, because it like just kind of speaks for itself. You literally got the card that says the rainbow, and there is a moon in the background and this beautiful bird. The rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifests as the colors of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence. The rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it is an affirmation that all is well and you are in the right relationship with spirit. The rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is near. Persevere and remember that it is darkest just before the dawn. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn, even while the night is still darkest. But do not claim victory yet or let your guard down fully. Don't get caught up in pursuit of the illusion of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasure now, in the moment, by coming into right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious you may have missed them. Be true with your intentions and do not be led astray by daydreams. All of that literally was just what came up in all these cards. So this card beautifully summarizes your ascension process for these next 3 months. I'm really excited for you, and I would love to know how this reading resonated with you in the comments below, and I will see you again next time. Sat Nam. All right, pile number 2. We're going to begin by rolling the astro dice and putting it aside, and then this will be included in the reading. So you've got Uranus in Cancer in the first house, and your original or initial cards are Guidance, Trust, and Young. What I see in these cards, so the next 3 months for you, the theme is Guidance, Trust, and Young. The winter is the energy of shifting, and it's also going within. It's an inner journey. And so you're somehow, these next 3 months are an inner journey that the universe will bring up opportunities for you to learn how to trust. And the way that it's going to do that, it's going to bring all of this like fiery energy, because the yang energy is very active. It's masculine. I see like the fire of transformation in this card. These are the themes. So in order for you to trust, in order for anybody to learn to trust, they have to go through a very huge shift, almost like the dark night of the soul, or a huge transformation and a realization. And then finally they get to a place of, okay, I can trust. So this is you learning how to trust yourself mostly, and receiving the information and the ability to trust through a very young inner energy. The 3 cards that you get here that are your astrological influences are, it's 3 houses, which is very interesting to me, but it makes sense. So the 3 houses are the 8th house of endings and beginnings. The 8th house is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is the planet of transformation and change, and he does rule the dark nights of the soul and the tower moments in life. The 9th house is, it's the house of spiritual integration. It's the house that, you learn how to have faith in yourself. And I do feel like this is a process for you to learning how to have faith and in yourself, because the 3rd card here is the 1st house of your self-identity, your body, like who you are. So you're learning to have faith in yourself these next 3 months, which means that there's going to be changes and there's going to be shifts and that are going to test you, because the only way that we actually learn to have faith is through the difficult times. Unfortunately, you have the 3 moon oracle cards from the Moonology deck, which I love, to help you navigate through the emotions that are going to come up. The first card is, it's time to release negativity, the full moon in Scorpio. So you have to, the fire of transformation. Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto, which is, showed up here because of the 8th house rulership. But the transformation, the fire of transformation, is that fire that helps you become the phoenix, is that fire that helps you get through that. But in order to get through that fire, there's a release process, there's a letting go process, and you have to let go of the negativity in your life. This is also a time for healing. You are literally healing during these next 3 months, or will be in a healing process during these next 3 months. And the Aries energy is also a very fiery masculine energy ruled by Mars. And it says a fiery climax approaches. So it's kind of funny, but like it makes sense that you would get, you're receiving guidance, you're learning how to trust and have faith in yourself by the universe bringing you this very fiery activation, and it'll help to transform you and really change you in your life. And your two guides, spirit guide and also animal guide, is Ganesh. He's actually the remover of obstacles. He's infinite abundance. He's like Jupiter. And the interesting thing about Ganesh, the card says obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. So that's definitely Jupiter energy. But what Ganesh has that brings even more into this expansive, like abundance is coming to you, like theme, is Ganesh also puts obstacles in our path so that we can actually learn. So he's the remover of obstacles, but he's also the placer of obstacles. It's interesting dynamic because we think, yay, the remover of obstacles. And in that sense, when you think of Ganesh as the remover of obstacles, if something that you absolutely love is an obstacle, but you don't see it as an obstacle, then it feels like heart-wrenching when the obstacle gets taken away because you didn't think it was an obstacle. So in that sense, it can feel like very much a tower moment. But when you think of Ganesh as a placer of obstacles, you have to remember that when there's things that you want in your life and something somehow either energetically or like something manifests that doesn't let you do that thing that you want, you need to pay attention to those moments, because that is like Ganesh placing that obstacle, saying, no, that's not the way that you're supposed to take this. And so we're putting that obstacle there so you can't go that way and like misdirect yourself, because you need to go this other direction. And that's what Ganesh is going to help be doing for you for these next 3 months. Now, the raccoon energy is interesting. Raccoon is kind of like artist's energy. This is like talent, tenacity, skillfulness. Doesn't have to be like on an artist level, like a painter or a musician, but it can be. And what the raccoon points to when you think of its shadow side, it's this unresolved issue around self-image and success. It's like not feeling like you're good enough to be successful in life, and masking, either pretending to be someone else when you're not, or feeling like you can't be that person that you actually want to be because you're not good enough. It's like this insecurity thing. So you need to get rid of those insecurities. You need to move away from that. And you need to do it in a way that's very innovative. And this is where I'm going to bring in the message of the Astro dice, because you did get Uranus in Cancer in the first house. So Uranus is that planet of change, but it's change because it's a revolutionary, innovative energy. It forces you to do things differently. It's very electric. It sort of electrifies the energy and sort of like lightning, right? Uranus is like the lightning that strikes, that makes us have these like instant amazing thoughts come up in our heads, or ideas, or literally the electricity that runs through our bodies, the Kundalini energy, that's creative life force. Cancer is the energy of the moon and the emotions. And so Uranus is asking you to feel differently about yourself. Literally, feel differently about yourself. First house of the self. Like if I was gonna put words to those 3 dice right now, is Uranus is asking you to find a different way of looking at yourself. Change your self-image so that you can actually learn to be more in a trusting way and have more faith in yourself than you I guess, have more faith in yourself than you thought you had. And the last card is completion. These next 3 months is a completion cycle for you. The essence of this completion is that all things have a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is the nature of life. This is the seed, the flower, and the fruit. And of all human relationships, completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one. Hence that 8th house of endings and beginnings. The invitation of this card is that you have finished a cycle and there is no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regard to relationships, it is time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of a summer when the fruit is ripe. And the medicine of this card is that clinging to the old form will only bring decay. When the fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet you are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you are responsible for your actions and not the actions of others. Mourn what is lost so you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. And I hope that this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments if it did. And I hope you have an amazing winter season. All right, pile number 3, we're going to begin with rolling the astro dice. Okay, this is, let me grab this one that kind of fell out of range. But it is the North Node in Scorpio in the 12th house. And we're going to set that right there as we begin your reading, and that's going to help us have more insight into what's happening for you for these next 3 months. So these are the first 3 cards that come out for you. It is the Hanging Man card, the Blessings card, and the Soulmates card. This is interesting. So this could technically be a love reading or a relationship reading. So for those of you that are, soulmate relationship or wanting or looking for a relationship, this could be a message for you. But let's just uncover little by little what the bigger picture is. So the Hanging Man is the card that brings in the message of things feel a little bit like they're upside down right now, or things feel like you don't understand. The Hanging Man is a message of stop and wait. Like you need to wait for the answer. You need to stop feeling like it's never going to come, and you need to somehow enjoy this moment or this time where you get to sit and focus maybe on yourself and start to manifest what you want in your life with your thoughts and your emotions and your mind, and focus on the positive things instead of the negative things, because there is a lot of blessings coming in your life. These next 3 months are blessings that are going to be arriving. And so if you feel right now like it's not coming or you've been waiting for too long, don't worry, because it's arriving. And it is arriving in the energy of soulmates. And this could be an actual person, or the energy of a soulmate is, it's like feeling, being with a soulmate feels like you've found home. Like you found home for yourself. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with an actual person, but it does have to do with the energy of feeling like you have finally arrived home, and you finally feel safe, and you feel like you're not alone, and you feel like there's protection, and you feel like there's blessings in your life. And that's what these next 3 months are going to be bringing to you. So you have to have a little bit of patience, because it takes time for things to actually manifest. It takes time for things to actually become a reality for you. But this is definitely a destiny. It is a destiny because you did get the North Node, and the North Node is about destiny and moving forward with the aspect of actually life purpose. You also get the 3 astrological influences, the 6th house of routine, Aries, and the South Node, life's debts or karma. Interestingly enough, you have now gotten both the North Node and the South Node in your reading, which means that these next 3 months are both connected to something from the past that you're releasing and moving towards something into your future, which is more destiny oriented or destiny aligned. Now, the 6th house is the house of the here and the now. It can also represent work and the body and the everyday schedule. You need to focus on the little things. It's also ruled by Virgo, and Virgo is very detailed and meticulous and knows things and knows how it wants things to be and can see the bigger picture. And Virgo is also that energy of the Virgin that, like, technically the Virgin is, the lover of the divine. And so there's that divine soulmate energy connection where it's like you are home when you are with your soul. You are home when you are with someone or people that are like soulmates, or people that are connected to you and you feel like you've known them before. Aries it rules the 1st house of identity and self, and so that's why its mantra is I am, because you are needing more confidence right now. You need courage to get you where you're going, and that courage is going to be found in believing in yourself and having that confidence to do the things that you want to do. This Aries energy is also about taking action. You need to take action towards the things that are still needing to be resolved, right? This South Node energy is like all the karma from the past, all the things of the past, they are all getting resolved naturally. The lessons are being learned, but there's a focus that is centering you these next 3 months into releasing the old and welcoming in the new. And the new for you has also to do with this astro reading that you got with the astro dice, with the North Node in Scorpio in the 12th house. Now, North Node is destiny, life path, purpose. Scorpio is diving deep into the truth. Like, your destiny is to uncover the truth of who you really are and to look at those dark aspects of yourself and not be afraid of yourself. Like, not be afraid of the dark. That's part of your destiny path. And this all is connected to divinity, to the divine, to the essence of what lies in your subconscious mind, because that's what the 12th house is all about. This is your subconscious mind that is you're diving into. It's the darkness. It's the dark night of the soul. It's the underworld, the ukupacha, as we call it in the Peruvian shamanic tradition. This is the underworld, both ruled by Scorpio and Pluto, and the energy of transformation and change, which is very apparent right now in all of our lives, in general, in the collective. Change and transformation are inevitable for all of us. But these next 3 months, you are moving closer to understanding who you are at a very much deeper level. You get surrender to the divine, the full moon. You get show the world the real you, the full moon in Aquarius, and balance spirituality and practicality, the full moon in Pisces. Now, I'm just going to point it out that all these 3 cards are all full moon cards. And the full moon is a very powerful, potent energy. And what the full moon does is it gives you an opportunity to let go and to release the old and bringing the new. You are literally surrendering. You're being asked to surrender to your divine essence. You're being asked to uncover the truth, right? This North Node and Scorpio energy in the 12th house is about showing the world the real you. It's like being naked in front of everybody. It's like not being afraid, like to say, this is who I am. And even though I have some things that are, not the lightest or not the brightest, in the world, and I do have my faults and my mistakes and all of that, all these things, all my choices that I made in the past, but that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, or that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be seen fully. It doesn't mean that I should hide just because I'm not perfect, right? And so you need to show the world the real you. And that takes a lot of confidence. And that's why that Aries card is coming out. And balance, spirituality, and practically, it's about finding balance, which is exactly what the Hanging Man teaches us. The Hanging Man literally says, stop, everything stops, and you get to find balance in your life now. But the only way to find balance is you got to stop and start moving in a different direction. And this moment of contemplation that the Hanging Man offers you is the moment where you pause and you feel into the truth. And you come out of that with more guidance, with more understanding of who you are in a general sense. You get green Tara as your spirit guide, and also the elk as your animal spirit guide. Also, this card actually just came out randomly. I have no idea where it was, but somehow it's here. So I'm just going to put it out. It says expect powerful change. And it's another one of the Moonology cards. And it's the new moon eclipse, which we are literally having a new moon eclipse on the 25th, and that's in Capricorn. And so for you, there's big changes happening. So expect powerful change, but don't overlook the fact that you do need to take a moment to pause and reflect, because that's what the Hanging Man is all about. But green Tara, this green color is the heart chakra. You are connecting more with the heart chakra. There's a beautiful energy. Like this card and the blessings card have that similar colorful, joyful nature, flowers energy. And that's vibrancy. That's life. That's alive energy. And she brings supreme protection. So you're going to be okay. She says you are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. So you're protected right now. So you have to trust and you have to move forward. Now the elk is a very stable energy. It's very resilient. It can be headstrong, and it represents the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means that it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's changes. So there's something, like Green Tara is saying, there's something here holding you down, grounding you down. You're not just hanging upside down, right? It's like, we got you. It's that energy of we got you. And an elk personality, whether it's a male or a female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. And they become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make really good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. And basically, this is more of the energy that we need in the world. But this grounding, it's like a grounding cord for you while you're hanging upside down. I'm just kidding. But it is also, interestingly enough, the elk in Native American culture, as I have understood it and learned it, represents love medicine and finding that partner or lover or companion. And it is about relationships, but it's about finding that other person, that soulmate, that actually is meant for you, because when that relationship comes and appears, you feel at home. It's like I was talking about in the beginning of this reading, you finally feel at home when you find that stability in your life. So this is a quest for you to find that stability. And believe it or not, you get the magic card from the Shaman Oracle cards. And I'm going to read to you the essence of the card is the infinite intelligence of the Great Spirit. That's what this card represents. And this infinite intelligence makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of this magic through synchronicity or meaningful coincidence. The invitation of this card is that When magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you are being invited to call it in and recognize the dance in synchronistic events, signs, symbols, and omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world. This is a sign that Spirit is reminding you that you co-create your world with a sacred partnership. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the things that show you what next action to take. Right now, it appears that you are on the right track to make your dreams come true. Great Spirit is listening, acting on your behalf. Pay attention. Magic gives birth to miracles. And the medicine of this card is, have you forgotten that you live in a world that is infused with magic? Perhaps you've become cynical and think you have to create your life all by yourself with no help from others. It's time to remember your relationship to Source, for you are a part of the story of the world, a living spark of spirit living on earth for this short time as an emissary of light. If you look back over your life, right, remember you got the South Node, you will find many instances in which your actions alone were not the cause of out-of-the-blue coincidences that led you to that new relationship, job, or other important moment on your journey. So how do you stay in this awareness? The answer is simple. If you can be as a little child and cultivate that wondrous curiosity, you will see the magic again and be amazed. Remember, magic is real and in everything. So I hope that this reading resonated with you, and I can't wait to hear all about it in the comments below. And I hope you have an amazing winter season. Satnam. All right, pile number 4. We're going to start with rolling the astro dice. Okay, that one went a little far, but you got Mercury in Gemini in the 5th house. That's actually really cool. That's like a lot of new ideas to help you be more creative. But we will show you first these 3 cards that are basically the theme for you for the next 3 months, and the story will unfold as I reveal more cards. The Chariot, Solitude, and To Be Fair. When I see this Chariot card, I literally feel like you're moving on. It's time to move on. And you're going in a direction with momentum that is carrying you, that like you shouldn't care what anybody thinks of where you're going or why you're going there, because this is divinely guided movement and momentum that is here to help you in life. You are being literally carried off into something positive. Now the next card of Solitude is interesting, because then this adds to this message of you're leaving and you're walking away, but you're leaving behind something. And so when you find yourself in this new place or this new reality, sometimes you're going to feel like you're lonely, because there's not that many people around you that understand your journey, or at least align with it, or have been through the same thing as you. And so the world starts to feel a little bit like too big or sometimes too small. And it feels really big and it feels like you're alone at the same time. But this solitude energy is actually, it's very important, because in that solitude, there's the stillness. And in the solitude, there is the answer. And so even though solitude is about being alone and being on your own, there's a very powerful energy to it that sort of brings in the answers that you were looking for, because it is in that stillness, like I said, that you get the messages that you're supposed to receive and how to proceed. Now the card of To Be Fair, this reminds me of Libra energy. It also reminds me of the Justice card. This is a woman holding like balance in her, or her shoulders are like a balance thing, and on top of her head is this little owl, and the owl is about your intuition. And so you have to use your intuition to know how to balance yourself and know what is right and know what is fair and what is just and what is not. So what is okay and what is not okay, you need to define those things for yourself in order to figure out what exactly it is that needs to be, what's the action that needs to be taken here. Now these next 3 cards are the astrological influences that are going on for you. You get the North Node of Destiny or Life Purpose, the water element of sensing and the emotions and connection to the moon, the fourth house of roots or the home. So what I feel is that you have literally, with the Chariot, you have walked away from home. You have left a very familiar space and gone into the unknown. And that's why there's a little bit of fear, because the water element is the emotions and it is fear as well. And you're trying to be fair with people in your life, but you're finding that to be fair means that sometimes you have to tell people no, and sometimes you have to create these very powerful boundaries. This is a destiny path for you that you are taking. And so you have to go this way. If you deny yourself the opportunity to step into destiny, a destiny path, you will regret it, because you will feel like you never fulfilled yourself to the level that you could have and that you were supposed to. Remember, if you're a light worker or a starseed, this is a mission that you're on. And if you deny the help of the divine, then you're denying the help of the divine, and you're not going to move forward. And that's also a scary place to be. You get these 3 moonology cards, and the moon again is connected to our emotions. Nothing is set in stone, the mutable moon. Bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius, and adjustments are required. And what I feel with these 3 cards is, and the fact that this is a mutable moon and you got this Mercury in Gemini, which is actually the ruler, like it's Mercury rules Gemini or Gemini rules Mercury, whatever, either way. But they are activating your mind. So your mind is going probably crazy right now because you're getting a lot of ideas coming through. The 5th house is the house of creativity. So the ideas are kind of flooding in. And that's why I feel like nothing is yet set in stone, because you are figuring it out right now. You're using your mind to figure it out. And also with the to be fair card in the beginning with the balance and that Libra energy, that's another air sign. And that's like a lot of mind, like your mind is figuring it out. So you have to trust. Nothing is set in stone. Like it doesn't mean that nothing's going to change, because things are always changed. That's the only constant in life, change. It's really funny, but that's the truth. So you need to bring love into the situation. To me, this says you need to love yourself more. You need to be okay with, saying no and putting up boundaries. And bringing love into the situation does not mean let it be codependent. Let people walk all over you. It means bring love and compassion to yourself as you make these choices to move on and to leave. And you need to make adjustments, and that's exactly what you're doing. That's why the Chariot is guiding you. You're going in a different direction. These are the adjustments that you're making in your life. And so these next 3 months are a powerful shift for you. A shift in direction, which is guiding you towards realignment. You also get El Moria, and he is an awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. And there's beautiful sacred geometry behind him, which is the star tetrahedron. And that's like an activation. I feel like you definitely have been activating, and now it's time to continue on in the journey. And I feel like this is a continuation of the work that you've already been doing. But now the sort of like the road has shifted into you're on a different road now, and it's new. And so you have to figure it out. And that's why your mind is active, because you're getting to see new things and you're coming up with new ideas on how to live life differently. And the crocodile is an interesting energy. The crocodile is about resting, submerging, collecting your energy, and cooling off. Which, if you are, like I feel, leaving a situation or a relationship that was sort of harmful to you, and you're moving in the direction of destiny, so you have chosen to leave behind something that felt like home to find a new home, you do need to give yourself time to cool off and collect your energy. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. And winter is also about this inner journey. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, this awakening presence, observing and building energy, and then filling up the vital reserves so that your next move comes from a place of wisdom and also power. I mean, that's powerful, you guys. And that reminds me of the solitude card that you got right here. That solitude energy is where you gather your power. That moment of solitude is where you gather your power. And that's what's coming. You also get the water element from the Shaman Oracle. So you got the water element twice in this reading. The essence of this water card is water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing. It signifies the evolutionary shift from former self to new self. Many myths around the world speak of the great flood and the new life that is revealed after a deluge. Water begins without boundaries. Then, as soon as form has separated itself from water, it comes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. The invitation is that when water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions, to know they are going to be changeable, and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises, right? Ride the wave, the Chariot card. Natural flow is here, so go with it. That's a very powerful message. And the medicine of this card is that this is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this. What water does to the flesh, it does in sacred ritual to the spirit. The spiritual cleansing, like baptism, is the opportunity to get an instantaneous experience of the timeless, non-ordinary reality in which all true creation takes place. Now is also a time that is pregnant with potential for you. Carl Jung talked about the maternal, womb-like significance of water as a universal symbol. Water represents the potentiality of existence. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergence from its manifestation, immersion in its dissolution of form. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. Make way for the process. You can expect it to be messy, but definitely worth it. I hope this reading resonated with you guys. I would love to know in the comments how it did, and I will see you again next time, and I hope you have an amazing winter season. Sat Nam.